Anime Expo 2026 has come and gone, and this year's Anime Expo was a very special one for me, so let's go through all 4 days. So this was my first time since 2022 that I've attended all 4 days of Anime Expo, and I was very nervous. If you don't know, I'm very introverted, very reserved, and I get very nervous around a lot of people. And in 2022, I just did not have a great experience, but thankfully I did learn from those mistakes, and I decided to maybe over-prepare for this convention, but it ended up playing out in my favor, so I don't regret preparing weeks in advance for this convention. It ended up playing out in my favor, but as you can see, it was pretty packed in the main exhibitor hall. There were some beautiful displays by different brands, tons of figures and upcoming releases. Not only did you have companies from North America, but also Japanese companies were in attendance, and I totally get why. The Anime Expo is a humongous convention filled with so many people, to the point that it does get overwhelming and you will get pushed, you will get shoved, as you can see in the clip. I knew going in that it was going to be a very busy convention. I won't lie, at times I did feel very overwhelmed and I just wanted to get the hell out of there, but thankfully seeing friends that I only get to see like once or twice a year, it just made things so much better for me, and it's just so much fun getting to walk around the exhibitor hall with friends and get to like fangirl about the different series that we enjoy. Here is the Mappa booth. Hopefully next year we get some Fall in Lovey Falls Angels. I would love some shoujo rep there. And talking about rep that I was so happy to see, Iron Mouse had her own booth. I am so incredibly proud of her as a fellow Latina. I just look up to Mousy so much and I'm so proud of her. Like, she deserves the world. And just walking around, we got some more Hatsune Miku. There's a lot of Hatsune Miku. To be honest, what I was a little sad about was that Project Sekai, where were you? Like, there was almost no Project Sekai presence in the Sega booth area, apart from the merchandise that was available in that booth and also at Animate. So it was a little disappointing to see that it just, maybe I think all the budget went to the panel, which you will see later in the video. But yeah, I just a little disappointed. And another thing that made me a little disappointed, but I wasn't completely surprised, was the lack of shoujo. I really was hoping that Tamon's B-side was going to have a bigger presence in the convention because it has been the biggest shoujo release this year so far. It did really well on Crunchyroll. It has the dub that people have been really enjoying, and the dub voice actors have been promoting the heck out of it. So I was expecting a little bit more, but thankfully there was a lot of BL love.
All of the gay goodness online. If you are not familiar, please come and join our wholesome little corner of the internet. We love talking about titles like Cherry Magic. It's a magical place, and I'm so honored to be on this stage and share this moment with all of you. Thank you for coming.
So one of the panels that I was the most excited about was Yuu Toyota, the creator of Cherry Magic. As you may know, Yuu Toyota does live a private life, but they so graciously allowed us to record and take pictures, so enjoy some of the clips I recorded from the panel.
Yuu Toyota.
There was so much love from the audience, and before Yuu Toyota came out, we got to see a history of all the series that they've published throughout the years, from their shoujo roots in Hanato Yume, which I have not read, but I do plan to because I really want to see Yuu Toyota's shoujo roots. And we also got to see Sensei's previous BL works, which I also have not read, but this one does have an English translation, so I will have to purchase it and give it a read myself. The next few clips will be some of the Q&A portions, so you'll get to hear Yuu Toyota sensei.
想像したこともありませんでした。本当に最初に投稿した漫画はツイッターに投稿したたった4ページの漫画で、それがすごくバズってその書籍化することになっていろんな方に読んでいただけたんですけれども、ちょうどその連載が始まってしばらくした頃はコロナ禍があったこともあって世界中の皆様とお会いする機会がありませんでしたので、今回このような機会を設けていただけて皆さんにお会いできてとても嬉しいです。 連載中もたくさんいろんな国からコメントをいただいて、それがとても励みになっていたので、今日このような形でお会いできて本当に嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。
It was just 4 pages on social media when I first put it up, and after that it went viral, and then obviously it's become published. And earlier in the series, I was still writing it. We went through COVID when we couldn't really gather or celebrate, but during that time, instead, everyone was really encouraging and had really warm thoughts over social media that I got to read during COVID. So that was really great, and now I get to spend time with you all. So I'm excited.
Okay, so Toyota Sensei, as you're drawing, could you tell us, are there any interesting stories that come to mind about working on Cherry Magic?
そうですね、コミックスの4巻で足立と黒沢が付き合って初めてデートに行くシーンがあるんですけれども、そこでヘリコプターに乗るので実際にヘリコプターに乗って取材に行ったんですが、その日あいにくすっごい天気が悪くて、もう飛行機がもう本当にめちゃくちゃ揺れてめちゃくちゃ怖かったです。
So yes, it would actually be when I was researching on Adachi and Kurosawa's first date. Everyone remember that?
A helicopter ride, yeah.
Right? So I myself actually took a helicopter ride as research, but unfortunately it was bad weather that day and it was shaking a lot. So I think my own personal experience made it onto the page.
Yes, if anyone remembers, Adachi got very sick on the helicopter ride. Kurosawa had to kind of fan him. Yes.
This is peak self-insert into manga.
Extremely self-insert.
はい、私はキャラクターの中でも藤崎さんがすごく好きなんですけれども、藤崎さんはその連載をしている時に読者の方からこの漫画の中に入りたい、この足立と黒沢の声を私たちもこの応援したいというお声をいただいて作ったキャラクターでしたので、その藤崎さんが足立のことを好きかもしれないと誤解することで、その足立が黒沢への思いに気づく、でそして黒沢の答えに答えようと動き出す告白を受けるエピソードが一番好きですね。
So for me, it was actually Fujisaki-san.
Woo! Round of applause for Fujisaki-san.
Yes. In the series, and it's because I was reading a lot of comments that, like, I want to be part of that world, or I want to be in that world and cheer Adachi and Kurosawa on, were kind of the comments I was hearing. And so that's where Fujisaki-san comes into play, and so that leads to then Adachi, and remember, Adachi and Kurosawa-san, they're still, they're not completely dating at that point. And so because of Fujisaki-san maybe liking Adachi, she finds out that Adachi-san is not interested in her, and then that actually helps Adachi look at Kurosawa in that, how do I feel about Kurosawa? Because I definitely don't, I'm not interested in Fujisaki. So because of her, it sets like Adachi on that path of, hey, maybe you should look at Kurosawa, be more honest about how you feel about Kurosawa.
In volume 7, he says, "Don't be gentle, leave a mark. I want it to last until the next time we see each other." Girl, where did that come from? I loved it. Obviously, we loved it, right? We loved it. But it really felt like such a jump in growth for our sweet bean Adachi. So I, as a fan, really want to know, where and how did you decide to take this character there?
はい、このシーンでは私と黒沢はその知り合って付き合ってからもずっと同じ会社の同じフロアで働いてて、いつも常に近くにいたので、初めて遠距離になってそこで私がすごく寂しい、いつも黒沢を近くに感じたいと思った時にこの自然とセリフが出たのかなと思って考えました。
So for me, I think in this part, Adachi and Kurosawa have always been the same company. They are always around each other. And this is the first time they're long distance, so Adachi, of course, misses him a lot. So I naturally thought that this is what Adachi would say.
The Yuu Toyota panel was absolutely incredible. I got to meet Alex and we went over to Kodansha House, which was in LA for the very first time. This experience was so much fun. I will be honest, I'm still a little salty that I missed out on the very shoujo heavy Kodansha House last year in New York City. They brought out Fujita, creator of Wotakoi. You know that I love that series. And also Sumori Shita, which you know from A Sign of Affection, Shortcake Cake, and Like a Butterfly. They appeared, both the duo. So yeah, I'm a little salty that I missed out on that. But this year's Kodansha House in LA, I hope it won't be its last. Let's try. Let's do this one. Oh, then it's the water spell. It's so funny rewatching these clips because we're like doing our influencer thing, recording things.
Okay, I cannot draw to save my life, but let's see.
You got this. It's just a circle. You just
It's already crooked.
You gotta
Oh my
complete the
God.
circle. You got this. You got this.
That's not even a circle, but okay.
Oh, but hold on. Magic takes time. Hello?
See, my spell was not good because I don't know how to cast.
Oh, there we go. It was a little delayed, but there we
Oh,
go.
it's a
there we
light
go.
spell.
Oh, this is all blue
Can
lock.
we get a little bit?
Ah. But now we can cheers. Salud. One of the interactive areas was an Akira photo booth type of situation. So we all took turns rocking the Akira jacket and hopping on the motorcycle, pretending to ride it. And my debut as a motorcycle rider, very cringy. Do not look like a badass at all. And from this angle, it just looks so awkward. Just wait till you see the final product because let's just say I am not an actress. Wait for it. And I can't even take myself seriously doing that, but there were other interactive areas. I decided to let the soccer pros, those futboleros, handle the blue lock one because your girl did not want to get sweaty and did not want to make a fool out of herself, but instead she chose to make a fool out of herself pretending to be a titan, okay? Just wait. If you thought the Akira one was awkward, just wait till you see my portrayal of a Titan because I feel like I should be animated into Attack on Titan, just add an extra scene. This is truly very frightening. I look like I'm drowning. I don't know. But let's just see that in slow-mo just to make it even worse. Beautiful. Kodansha, hire me. But after making a fool out of myself at Kodansha House, I decided to, eat some hot dogs. Me and my friend ate hot dogs and ended the day with some cherry soda. And then it was panel day, day 2 of Anime Expo. I have been preparing for this panel for months. I got approached to do this panel in early spring. And at first I was in disbelief that Manga Plaza would be interested in helping host their panel at Anime Expo. Maybe it's the imposter syndrome. I just didn't feel qualified enough, but they specifically wanted me because I talk about shoujo, josei, BL, and yuri manga. And I decided to, conquer one of my fears.
Steve says hi.
Oh, hi Steve. Hi Steve. Got the vlogging camera.
Hi.
Hello.
I want to point out, you're like the bestest, most prepared moderator panel host ever. That's you get the gold stars. You're the MVP.
You shouldn't see my bags. I'm
You're
prepared
ready.
for everything.
I love that.
I'm like Mary Poppins. You need
Contingency
something?
on contingency. I just show up.
I was so honored to be hosting this panel with Daniel Dueñas, and we just hit it off so well. We had so much fun together. And while we were chatting, we realized that this panel was hosted by 2 queer queer Latina people. Like Daniel Dueñas is non-binary, I'm Arrow Ace, and that was just, it made the experience even more special to us. I still can't believe that we got the room full, and it was such a great panel. It definitely made all my worrying and anxiety just fade away, and it just felt very special to be in that room with people that really cared about shoujo, josei, BL, and yuri manga, so it was great. But after the panel, it was fangirl mode. I was ready for the Project Sekai panel, and the panel was incredible. There will be more on this panel specifically over on my Miss Combos with Laura Neuzeth channel, because that's the more Project Sekai Vocaloid oriented channel. This one's more manga, so if you're interested in Project Sekai, just head over to my other channel. But I had so much fun. They brought out Daisuke Hirose, who voices Tsukasa, and Machiko, who voices Nene, and the panel was great. I fangirled so damn much, and it was easily one of the highlights for me for this Anime Expo. It was truly so much fun. I cannot believe that they filled out the freaking Staples Center. Like, that was crazy. But after that, we got to go back to the exhibit floor and explore the other side that we missed on the day one. There was some Vocaloid stuff and vocal synthesizer, lots of teto. We also found a lot of oshikatsu items. I will say these were really pricey, so I will wait until I go back to Japan. I did spot Hirotaka 2.0, which oddly enough was also voiced by Kent Ito, not the anime, but the manga drama CD like a while back. But it's okay since Gero ended up being voiced by one of Kent Ito's friends and Hypnosis Mike co-stars, so it ended up being good. So another thing that I ended up seeing at Anime Expo was the Love and Deep Space booth, and I will admit I felt like a total chismosa. I wanted to know what was going on and see the empty space for Valko. I will say that the booth itself didn't feel negative. People weren't being rude to the cosplayers or anything. There's a lot of excitement and a lot of appreciation for the love interest in Love and Deep Space, but the whole situation has been kind of wild to watch. Day 3, I was very tired, but I was so determined to get that Hatsune Miku Rika doll. That was like on my must-buy list. Thankfully, I did get her, so I felt very accomplished that I got her, and she wasn't as expensive as I thought she would be. And I also got some of these blind boxes, which were so cute. So this is the other hall, not the big exhibitor hall, but the other one. In 2022, this area was mostly used for the arcade portion, but this year it was mostly exhibitors. Like, they had the bigger ones in the front, and then in the back it was kind of felt like not completely like an artist alley, but there were just a lot of smaller booths and small businesses. These plushies were so cute. I wish I could get one, but they were a little too big. But after that, it was Magic Knight Ray Earth world premiere. I was so excited. We were going to watch the very first 2 episodes of the anime. No one had seen them before, not even in Japan. So I was so excited, especially since I love Clamp. I know a lot of you guys know that I love Clamp. And I will say, I won't spoil anything, but the first 2 episodes were incredible. If you were a Magic Knight Ray Earth fan, you will love it. If you have never seen the series, you don't know anything about it, but you do like magical girls, I think you'll really enjoy Magic Knight Ray Earth. But then I got ready for the Vocaloid concert, which was another thing that I was so excited about for Anime Expo. If you are sensitive towards flashing lights, please just proceed with caution. I have timestamps, so if you want to skip this concert, you can do so. This was the other thing at Anime Expo that I was the most excited for, since I am a humongous fan of Vocaloid music. If you have been following me, you know that I went to Miku Expo this year, and last year I went to Magical Mirai in Japan. So this was actually my first time seeing a Vocaloid DJ set, and this DJ set was incredible. 3 hours of new Vocaloid producers, and also some of the legendary Vocaloid producers like Casey, Lifetune, Hachi Ochi P. We also had Teddy Lloyd as well, so I was fangirling to the max. I was waving that light stick for 3 hours. Was my body sore afterwards? Hell yeah, it was, and I was screaming too. And if you saw my little short vlogs, then you know I was I ended up with the raspiest voice. I feel like my voice still sounds a little raspy like days later, but you know what? It's all good. I was waiting for this moment, and it was truly amazing. I really do hope that we get this event next year at Anime Expo, because we really don't see a lot of the Vocaloid producers, especially the Japanese Vocaloid producers, make their way to the US very often, and this was such a special event. I was also very happy that Pico was added to the set list, because there's a lack of female Vocaloid producers, I will say. And then it was time for Teddy Lloyd, Mr. Teddy Lloyd, the legendary Teddy Lloyd, to come out. I have been trying to see this man live for years. I tried when he came to LA. I wasn't able to make it because it was on a random Wednesday. I also got tickets to see him in Anaheim. I had to resell my tickets, so I was super heartbroken. And then when I went to Zipangu earlier this year, I didn't even know he was playing until after the freaking festival. So yeah, this was a long time in the making. I fangirled to the max. He's just one of my favorites, and I really hope that one day Teddy Lloyd does bring Giga along, because Giga is like one of my goats. But it was really worth it. I had so much fun, and then day 4 I was completely just tired. So there's not a lot of footage. I did get to see the Cherry Magic Tower, which was glorious, magnificent. It was beautiful. Chef's kiss. And then we finally tackled the artist alley, and it was packed. It was the most claustrophobic I ever felt. Like, it's such a shame that artist alley always has felt this chaotic, and I really hope that next year the artists get just treated a whole lot better and just make the space more accessible for everyone. So yeah, I had a great Anime Expo, but I will say that a lot of my concerns that I voiced back in 2022, they're still valid. Like, they still have not made any improvements to control the crowd, to control the traffic, to add more signage, and that in itself is very disappointing, because Anime Expo is the biggest convention for anime in North America, and it's just such a shame that they haven't really shown that they care. Hopefully they do a lot better next year, but I had a great time. I'm so thankful for being asked to co-host a panel for the very first time at Anime Expo. So thankful to see my friends and get to fangirl and appreciate the things that make me so happy, and so thankful that I met some of you there too. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon, actually very soon, because San Diego Comic-Con begins in a few days, so see you then!